Welcome into this week's Triumph Spotlight. Our guest today is Mario Kendricks. Out of Kissimmee, Florida, this senior for Virginia Tech football has acted as a pivotal piece on the defensive line for Virginia Tech in the past 4 seasons. Now, Kendricks and the boys are headed up to Annapolis for the Military Bowl come December 27th, the third bowl game of his career. Mario joins us next on this week's Triumph Spotlight. Today's show is brought to you by Triumph NIL. The Triumph Digital Network is a fully integrated portal featuring individual channels for Mario Kendricks and all of your favorite Hokie athletes. Visit triumphnil.com for exclusive engagement, merchandise, content opportunities, and subscriptions. All right, from the high-tech studios in the Corporate Research Center here in Blacksburg, Virginia, I'm Kyle Marshak. I think some introductions are in order. To my right is our co-host Carter Hill. Behind the desk is the one and only Joseph Nicholas Brown, producing behind the scenes. And of course, we have Mario Kendricks on set. Mario, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Well, third bowl game. How's it feel to partake in those festivities for a third time?
Well, actually, a lot of y'all probably don't know this. So I played in my first bowl game, the Belt Bowl. We played Kentucky, and the year 2021, I got hurt after like the 6th game, so I wasn't able to participate in that one. And but it definitely was a good experience. I can say, like, just having fun with your brother, you know, going out there and having fun, just being with your brothers and things like that.
Yeah. Going back bowling. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
For sure.
I kind of want to ask you about your past a little bit. Being a Florida kid, what first ended up bringing you to Virginia Tech?
You know, I told this to the guys when I gave my team share the other day. VT, you know, they offered, well, they started recruiting me my 9th grade year. Mm-hmm. And like, unlike the other schools, they offered me pretty early on in my high school career. So VT didn't offer me, so they started recruiting me my 9th grade year, and then they didn't offer me until like going into my senior year. So that was always a big piece to me because I feel like they really got to know me instead of just offering me based off film.
Well, you came in that recruiting process with Norrell Pollard and Josh Fuga. What's it been like coming up with those guys? How quick did you get to know them?
Honestly, y'all all know Fuga, man. He's a very outgoing guy, you know. So me and him clicked very tightly. It's the first day we seen each other. And then Norrell, I've been knowing Norrell since junior year of high school. We met up at a junior showcase in Florida. Like, it was an all-star game. Like, all the big-time recruits in Florida played against each other.
Yeah.
What's kind of your first memory of meeting those guys back in? Did you enroll early in 2019? I forget.
No, I came in the summer.
Okay, so when you got here in the summer, your first interaction with both of those guys, do you remember what that was? Fuga and Pollard? Come a long way since then.
I would have to say, I remember Fuga's was because we had the when I first got there, my heart, I had something going on with my heart, like, you know, when you get tested for your heart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It didn't look right. It came back like weird or something like that. But Fuga, so he came. They had the 300-yard shuttles, and like he was just telling me how bad it was and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound fun.
No, it wasn't fun.
Not
so
at all.
I got to do it. It actually was really hard. And then with Norrell, it's just I would probably say playing 2K. We probably got heated. It was like probably the heat of a moment one time. He was kind of winning, and like, you know, I got in my feelings a little bit, but we was going at it though.
It happens.
I can remember those 2K games with Norrell for sure.
2K can make friends or enemies for sure. Mm-hmm. So how about how tight you are with them? I mean, you know, being one of the most tenured guys on the roster, have they acted as a support system throughout the years for you?
Norrell and Fuga?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Especially Fuga. You know, they just always there for you, you know, real genuine guys. Gonna always tell you the truth, never lie to you. Like, you always gotta have guys like that around you.
On that same note, again, you got here in 2019. You've had 4 different, correct me if I'm wrong, but 4 different defensive line coaches here at Virginia
Wells, Tech. Who was next? Was it Tierlink?
You had Tierlink and Daryl Tapp.
Tierlink, Daryl Tapp, and then Price. So
yeah.
That is for it. That's crazy.
What type of challenges does that present as you continue to switch up who's coaching up your room year in and year out?
I don't know if it brings challenges, but I would say just having a good, if you have a good bond with any of those coaches, you know, you'll have a good relationship with them on the field, you know. So it wasn't really challenging for me. I feel like just building a bond with them it allowed me to build a bond with them in the film room, off the field. Like, it was a good relationship with those guys.
some pretty good memories with JC Price. What's his personality like in that room?
He's definitely a coach who's gonna coach you hard. Like, you know, and if you do something wrong, he's gonna get on you. He's not gonna sugarcoat anything. He's a real straight up guy, you know. But he definitely, you can tell he really has love for his D line and puts a lot of work into us.
What was it like playing for Bud in his final year? You date back all the way to the Bud Foster days.
It was, for me, honestly, because, like, I think when I came in, I kind of learned the football game kind of slow, like, as far as, like, where the back is and where the play is going to go and, like, how the linemen are set. So, for me, I was kind of, like, just knowing who Bud Foster is, you know. He's had a lot of his name is known. So, for me, it was kind of nervous, you know, just going out there. They putting you out there early on the field, and you got Bud Foster as your D coordinator. So, you're like, dang, man, you better hope sure, like, everything is crisp, clean, and things like that. But he was a good coach. Like, he was hard coaching as well, and I feel like that's where JC get it from, because, you know, he played with those guys and got coached by those guys. So it's all the same, man.
And then, of course, turnover in the head coaching role as well. Why has Coach Pry been the right fit for Virginia Tech?
Pry, man, you know, he's a real genuine guy too. Like, he's very outgoing, you know, for the community. So I feel like that brings that brings more fans to the game and things like that. And then he just loves Virginia Tech. You know, he was an intern here a few years ago, so he still got love for the school.
Yeah.
When you first heard that Brent Pry, I'm going to take you back to December 2021, when you first heard that Brent Pry was going to be the guy at Virginia Tech, I didn't know how familiar you were with Penn State, but what was kind of the first thing that came to your mind?
I had did a little digging, and I had found out he was a D coordinator. So when I found the thing that came to my mind was like, okay, we got a head coach who's going to be more on the defensive side than how Fu was. He was on the offensive side. So that played a big role in it. There was kind of love there.
And how about those first impressions with him? What did he do personality-wise that made him such an easy fit for this team?
I think I don't know, he's just like he's somebody you can go talk to, you know. He's not like, you know, I feel like there's some schools out there that, like, you have head coaches that you really can't have conversations with and things like that. But when it's Pry, like, you can talk to him like he's your brother or father or anything like that. So I feel like that's one of his best things about him.
All right, your favorite memory in your 5 years here at Virginia Tech?
Favorite memory?
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably have to go with when we played North Carolina 2019, 6 overtimes.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun one. That was a fun one.
Yeah, like, I didn't know when it was going to end, bro. It was crazy.
43-41. Yeah. Quincy Patterson, go ahead, or game-winning 2-point conversion in the 6 overtime. It was the first year, I think, in college football they had switched up the rules where they alternate the 2-point conversion. So I just remember that was wild, seeing them go end-to-end, back and forth. Sam Howell was the quarterback at North Carolina. And
Khalil made those 2 big plays.
Yes, he did.
Crazy plays.
Man,
gosh.
You got that football player memory.
Wow, that's a game you can't forget. You really can't forget that one.
Well, obviously, a lot of success in your career here at Virginia Tech. I think another support system that has come in midway through your career is Triumph. How has Triumph NIL empowered you?
Definitely, you know, just being able to put my name out there and things like that. Let showcase my other skills other than football. You know, I'm trying to get the little fishing thing going with Mitch, so I feel like that's been very good for me.
We were going to talk about fishing a little bit, and we talked about it before we went on air, but it says on your Hokie Sports bio that you are indeed a fishing guy. Yeah. What are your favorite places, or where are your favorite places to go fishing in Blacksburg? And I guess, where did that love first originate?
Blacksburg, it's a little spot. I can't really explain where the spot is, but it's a nice little spot somewhere in the neighborhood where it's like nice sized fish. I mean, it's not, you catch the same fish, but it's just the feeling of catching the fish. You know, for me, it's very therapeutic to go out there and fish. I just love fishing.
Ever go to the duck pond to fish?
No, I've never been to the duck pond.
Okay. Nick's a huge fishing guy, so.
Invites extended.
Yeah, you guys could probably talk about fishing for forever after this. But.
So who introduced you to fishing? How has that become an outlet for you throughout the years?
I would say my granddad, you know, really my granddad and my dad. So my dad, he was, him and my mom kind of split up around 4, but he always made sure he played a role in our life. So he would come get us every summer. and take us to Miami. So we would always go fishing at the beaches and stuff, like fish off the docks and things like that. So since then, I just stuck with it, and I kind of had a love for it. I mean, at first, when you first start fishing, it's definitely like you got to be very patient with it and things like that. But I got a love for it, stuck to it.
What are some of your other hobbies here in school? We've had some UFC fans on with Steven Gosnow, and we talked to you about water polo in high school. So kind of explain all that for us.
So yeah, water polo was for me. Coming off my my junior year of high school, I wanted to stay in shape, you know, to going into the next season. So I gave it a shot, and like at first it was very challenging, you know, treading water, like at the practices and things. Just treading water for like 10 to 15 minutes in 15 feet of water. So it was challenging at first, but I would say it definitely got me in shape for my senior year, and it was a pretty fun sport. Like when you watch it on TV, it looks fun, but when you actually play the sport, it's hard. But I would say it's fun once you get to learn it.
Is that a big thing down in Florida, water polo?
Nah, it's not.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
I really got a lot of a lot of backlash for it just because I was wearing like little Speedos and stuff like that.
I mean, you do what you have to do.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
No, I had to ask the coach, can I wear like compression shorts? 'Cause I really didn't like Speedos. Like,
Fair enough.
it was uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, they got water polo, I think, in McComas on campus here.
Do they?
I think they
I feel
do.
like I've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, I
but-
definitely have. They got the pool in there. I haven't been in McComas for probably 2 years, but
So how did that transition into water polo for a season happen? Because me, myself, I'm not a very buoyant individual. I'm not very aquatic. So what was that transition like? I mean, that is a unique sport and a difficult one at that.
It was very hard, you know. The coach, she tried to be patient with me because sometimes I would miss practices and stuff because I didn't really, you know, I mean, I was just trying it out. So I really didn't take it too serious at first. So I would say it was challenging at first going to practice. Like I didn't want to go to practice at all. Like the season was over and I was just ready to just work out and get ready for the next season.
how about your family? Was football a family affair growing up? Did that kind of grow up in your family?
It actually wasn't. So I would say, like, no one on my dad's side was known for football. My dad, his dad, my granddad, they all did karate. And so it was my dad, my uncle, and my other uncle. They all did karate. They actually were black belts at one, like, growing up. I think, like, high school, they were, like, black belts. So they did karate. And then my mom's side, no one really played football. So I'm really the first one to even get this far in anything in the family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about other siblings? Do you have a large family around you? Other ones that are interested in sports?
Not really, but I have 5 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you kind of stack up in terms of, I guess, the order of when you guys were born? You kind of a middle kid?
I'm the oldest out of everyone.
Oldest,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
How old's the youngest?
The youngest, she's a girl. She's 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
Nice,
Wow.
nice.
That's a big gap right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's a couple of
cool.
decades almost. So.
Yeah, it is.
And you're close with the youngest sister too. I guess when you're 6'3", right? You're pretty easily defending the rest of your family, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think we can move on to a little bit of a speed round. Get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah,
You guys want to?
let's do it. This is honestly what I look forward to most with these interviews. I'm excited.
Well, in that case, you take it away.
Oh, okay. Well, let's start off with this. We have 2 go-tos every single time: your pregame ritual and your pregame playlist.
So my pregame ritual would be, we walk in the locker room, put my bags down, go use the bathroom. We just had pregame, so I go use the bathroom, make sure I'm feeling light. Then I go to we have the doctors in the training room, the chiropractor, so I go get a little adjustment. And then Jared Ferguson, one of the strength weightlifting coach, get stretched out from him, and then go to my seat and listen to some music, kind of get game ready. And then we have our little warm-ups before the game. I really don't have too much of a, I know there's a lot of guys that have like something small, like they have a little pregame ritual. Mine is really like basic, just get me ready for the game.
Yeah, making sure that you're nice and loose. So tell us about the chiropractic adjustment. First of all, who is the doctor that is strong enough to move you around?
It's really,
That's my question.
I actually make jokes. I actually make jokes with the doctors all the time. I tell them like, "Dang man, you been getting in the weight room," because there's some movements they have to do, like where they gotta use a lot of their strengths. So,
Right.
like, yeah, they use. I mean, they're pretty strong. They get the job
Right.
done. Yeah.
And if you don't mind me asking, what are they adjusting?
So I tell them I need everything adjusted. Yeah, honestly.
Get your body right.
Yeah, get my
Yeah,
body.
it's
just
got to
do
be
their
in like
thing.
that certain mode, that certain shape for a
I
ball
would
game.
say the neck is probably the best feeling. You know, you crack
Okay.
the neck. Gets all-
How often do they have to adjust you during the game at all, if at all?
during the game?
Yes.
No, I never get adjusted.
Nothing during the
Yeah.
game?
I think you really should. Like they tell you only supposed to get like one adjustment. a
Okay.
day. You're not supposed to get adjusted that many times.
How about your favorite restaurant in Blacksburg? I always enjoy asking this one as well.
Favorite restaurant? Oh damn, man.
Too many choices.
There is some choices out there. There is. I can't really think. I want to go PKs because I go there the most. I would say PKs. I go
Yeah.
there the most.
Can't go wrong with that.
Huge PK's fan.
What about fast food? You know, you had a long day after practice. You and the boys want to go out and grab a quick meal. What's the go-to fast food in Blacksburg?
I got like two. I would say Bojangles or maybe Jersey Mike's.
Oh
If
yes,
You're a Jersey
I'm a
Mike's
huge.
enthusiast.
Now
I
don't
like
get
the
me
Philly
wrong.
cheesesteak.
Oh my gosh, I gotta give you a fist bump for that one. No, the Chipotle cheesesteak number 43. That's the move. No onions or peppers.
Damn,
I
you
always
don't
say
like
that.
the peppers.
No peppers for me. No peppers.
You
But
ever tried them?
yes, I've tried them. Little too. It's not even about the flavor. Too much texture for
Texture?
me.
I got you.
So that's the thing with Jersey Mike's. Bojangles was a great choice. I like PK's as well. We're consistently PK's visitors in here, so
Okay.
maybe we'll see you over there at some point.
So, before substation closes, were you a big substation enthusiast?
My freshman year, I had a friend introduce me to substation. I used to go there.
Yeah.
Any tears shed over the closing?
What happened?
Any tears shed over the closing? They announced the
I didn't-
closing December
that's crazy. I
21st.
didn't even know they closed.
I'm
This is
aware
breaking
of bad
news.
Is
news.
there only one in Blacksburg?
Yes, there's only like
One by Zach?
4 out. There's one in Columbia, South Carolina. Do you know how many there are, Nick? There's a lot in South Carolina. Okay. So
And that's crazy. I didn't know they closed.
it's good, but that will make Jersey Mike's definitely higher up in the pecking order. But Substation's a good one too.
Well, non-restaurant related, what's the favorite place you've visited as a football player so far?
Visited non-restaurant related.
Yeah. I mean, on the road, venues that you've seen, or even just trips that you've taken.
I went on a cruise, Carnival cruise. We went to the Bahamas. We were able to get off. Well, they dropped us off in the Bahamas, and actually, my mom's Bahamian, so it was actually cool to kind of see like where her mom came from and stuff like that, and just the different culture and how they live, different accents. It was a good thing to see.
How about your favorite place you've gotten to play on the road here at Tech?
Definitely Notre Dame.
Notre
Freshman
Dame.
year.
Okay.
I like I just like the environment over there. The hotel was nice. The stadium was nice. It was a very good experience.
Okay. Back in 2019.
Yeah.
Was it cold that day?
It was very
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
It's Indiana for you. Well, we talked about water polo, but if there were another sport that you could play at Virginia Tech, what would it be?
Basketball.
Basketball?
But I don't know. I'm probably too short to get out there and play basketball. But I played basketball in high school.
You talked to Coach Young about it?
Nah. I
No?
haven't talked to Coach.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in relation to us, I mean, you've got some height. That's
yes.
for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
You say 6'3", like you're like, oh, I'm not that tall.
I'm
You're
not that
talking to
tall.
somebody who's I don't even know what 6 foot tall.
I would say I'm 6 foot, but I
I'm
feel like
actually
that can be.
6 foot.
What was that?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot.
You are?
Yeah. I probably don't look because of the
Okay,
shoes,
never mind.
but
I'm 5'10" then. In that case,
Yeah.
walking
no,
around
I'm-
the locker room, man, it's some guys in there that's very tall, so I don't really feel that. I mean, when I come out of the locker room, I feel tall, but walking around like in the football area, I'm not that tall.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So we mentioned Kissimmee, Florida, right outside of Orlando. So were you a Disney or Universal guy growing up?
Oh, I was definitely Universal.
Okay.
The guys in the locker room, they always try to joke like, "Oh, he's from Disneyland, Mickey Mouse ears." I'm like, "Nah, man. I don't even go to Disney that much. I never really went to Disney that much."
It's so expensive to go to Disney now too.
It
Like,
is?
it's like
I haven't been in so long.
it's like $170 to get a Magic Kingdom now.
That's
Man, that's
ridiculous.
crazy.
But they can demand that, of course, because it's Disney, the theme park capital of the world. I feel like you can never get bored growing up in
you
Orlando.
get on the rides.
I'm not a big ride guy.
I don't really, not me. I don't really care too much for them.
You guys aren't roller coaster enthusiasts?
Not really.
So why not? Is it the stomach drop? Is it just
Stomach drop.
Yeah.
Some of them crazy, like just hanging over a cliff, just looking at the ground. Like, nah,
that's
I'm good.
totally fair in all honesty.
Yeah, no, just not a big fan of that. So in Florida though, is it like, did you grow up Florida State? Like, what's kind of the deal down there in Orlando?
Florida State, definitely. It was really Florida and Florida State both. Like,
Yeah,
just we all, like growing up, every kid like always was wearing a Florida State shirt, Florida jersey, just talking about Florida Gators, wanting to play for Florida Gators, play for Florida State. It was always those teams.
yeah,
And of course Miami too.
yeah, Miami of course as well. So I don't know. I guess from an outside, obviously Miami has quite a big national name brand, but looking at it from the outside looking in, I think of Florida, it's Florida and Florida State, but I guess Miami's definitely in there as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, obviously you've represented the state of Florida great here in Blacksburg with a lot of success over the years so far. So what do you want your mark to be when you leave Blacksburg, and how do you leave that mark in this bowl game against Tulane?
Honestly, I just want to leave a mark on the young guys, just for me, the coaches, they challenge me to be a leader in the locker room and on the field, off the field. So really, hopefully I was able to do that and just lead those guys and just leave those guys with an example to build on after this year and just go win an ACC championship.
Sounds good to me. All right. Well, I think that about wraps things up. Any other final thoughts, Carter?
I'm good to go. Hopefully y'all have a good time at the bowl game and
for sure.
be a good experience. So.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Of course,
Absolutely.
we appreciate you. Well, you guys know the deal. Versus Tulane, it's the Military Bowl, December 27th, up in Annapolis, Maryland, at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. But for now, from the Corporate Research Center in Blacksburg, Virginia, for Carter Hill, Nick Brown behind the desk, and of course, Mario Kendricks here, I'm Kyle Marshak, and we'll see you guys next time on our following edition of the Triumph Spotlight.